Okay, hello guys, this is Samuel once again from Sony Tech. Okay, so in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a simple image slider using HTML, CSS, and some JavaScript, just as you have here. So you can press the next and the previous buttons to move through the slider. Okay, so let's get rid of this and jump in. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my text editor, which is Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open my image carousel folder. Okay, so my template.html file is actually busy. Okay, so I have offline versions of Font Awesome and Bootstrap. Okay, so I did display flex, justify content center, align item center, text center, and I did some margin of 5. Okay, so these are Bootstrap classes, and also I created a div with a class of center. Inside this div I have 2 buttons and an image, and these are Font Awesome icons, so the arrows, and I gave it a class of btn. So in my template.css file as well, it's somehow busy. Okay, so I position my carousel at the center, so I did a position absolute, the transform translate, and give it a top and a left of 50%. Also I styled my button, but don't worry, I'll be making the source code to this tutorial available in the description down below. Okay, so now what do you want to do? So first of all, let's go live. Okay, you see now when you press the next, nothing happens. When you press the previous, nothing happens. So we were going to add some functionality to our markup. Okay, so we want to do an on click function. Okay, so what we want to do is when we click the next and the previous button, we want to trigger a function. So we're going to do on click, and we want to do call this function previous. We want to do the same thing for the other button. So we want to do on click. So when we click this button, on click with a small c. Yes. When we click this button, we want to call our next function. Okay, so nice. I'm going to give the image an ID of slider. So now let's move to our template.js file. So I'm going to create a variable to do var images. I'm going to set that to an array of images. So I'm going to do 1.png, and I'm going to do 2.png. So comma, I'm going to duplicate this 2 times. I'm going to put the cursor here and press Alt, select this and get rid of this and do 3. Okay, so 4. I'm going to get rid of this. So we want to loop the images in an array. Okay, so let me end this with a semicolon. Okay, so now what do we want to do? So we want to do var num, create another variable and setting that to 0. Okay, so the num variable holds the image number. That is the current image number. Okay, so now I'm going to create our function. So we say function, call the next function. Okay, so what do you want to do? We say var slider, and we do equal to document dot get element by id. Which id do you want to call? So we say slider. Nice. Okay, so now we want to do num plus plus. So we are incrementing it by 1. What's happening? So num plus plus. Okay, and now we want to create an if statement. So we say if num is greater or equal to images dot length. So the length of the image, which is at the moment it is 4. Okay, so images.length, you want to set num to be equal to 0. Yes. Okay, so we'll test the code in a bit. Okay, so now we're going to see slider.source, that is the source of the image, should be equal to images. Okay, IntelliSense is just giving me options. Okay, so now let's test our code and see. Okay, so let's try. Okay, it works. Okay, but the previous button is not working. Okay, so back to VS Code. Okay, now to solve this, I can simply copy this and just make some small changes. Okay, so paste this here. Okay, so now we can change this to prev. So we are going to call the previous function. So we are saying that when we click on the button, this function should happen. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. All we have to do is just to get rid of this, and so when num is less than the length, that's the current length of the images. Okay, so you can do num minus here, so num -1, and we do change this one to as well. See, num equals images dot length -1. So we want to take one from it. So when we move to the right hand side, that's when we press the next. See, we have 2, so -1. So 1 is going to bring us back. So end this with a semicolon. I hope you understand this. So we are just saying, so num should be equal to images.length -1. So when you are pressing the next, you are moving forward. You are adding up to the length. So now let's test our code. Okay, so one more time. So next. So let's try this. Okay, so it works nice. Okay, so guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below to the source code for you to access it.